You know when the popcorn comes out, I mean business. Do I know how to cook a good pasta dish? Do I occasionally / often burn toast? But your girl can whip up a mean weekly calendar. I think planning gets a bad rep because it's so against the grain of the popular go with the flow, just vibes type of mindset. Honestly, out of all the weird obsessions in the world, and there are a lot of weird ones, having your shit together is not the worst one. To me, intentionally planning your days and blocking out time for XYZ before it happens is the most effective way to get things done. So in this video, I'll go over how I create my weekly schedule, my to-do lists, and my monthly calendar. So the first step to organizing your time is actually not to pull out a calendar or a planner and start writing things down. First, you want to take a step back and dream. That sounds super cringy even coming out of my mouth right now, but honestly that's how I do it. It can be so easy to get stuck in the rat race of mundane life and feel like you're living the same day over and over again, like just going to your 9-to-5 job and coming home, watching Netflix, ordering in food, going to sleep, and then doing it all over again. Like on a cycle, on repeat. That's honestly how a lot of people live their life, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But if you do have bigger dreams and goals that you want to build to, then it's really important to take that step back, really think about what those dreams and goals are, and then find a way to integrate that into your weekly and even daily calendar. Because if you're serious about a goal, that's not something you want to just do willy-nilly whenever you think about it, whenever you have free time. That's something you want to create a habit of doing and scheduling into your life consistently. Even if you have the thought of, oh, you know, just one day I'll build that business or start my YouTube channel, a lot of times people one day their life away. Your dream, that thought is going to be exactly that, just a thought bubble in your head until you actually put pen to paper and make a concrete plan of how you're going to work towards it. Step 2 is deciding where you want your calendar. Figure out if your calendar is something you want digital or handwritten, or if you want to use an iPhone notes app, or if you want to use one of those fancy organization apps. I have a combination of a few of those things, but I'll get into that in a second. So, my weekly calendar is my base, my foundation. What garlic is to garlic bread, the dough to a good brick oven pizza. You get the point. So take all the goals that you thought of and wrote down and break them down into categories, aka blocks. So maybe a list of my goals are getting promoted at my job, spending more time with friends, hitting a PR at the gym, journaling every day, and making more YouTube videos. I'll take that list of my goals and chunk them into categories. So mine are work, gym, chores, mental health / taking care of me time, and YouTube. So these are all things that I'm committed to doing on a weekly basis, whether I have to do them like my job or whether I want to do them because they're part of a bigger goal like building a YouTube channel. So create the blocks that work for you. Maybe instead of going to the gym, you want to create a block for playing the piano. So make a block for that. So now is the fun part. We get to kind of play Scrabble and figure out which blocks go where. Some people probably hate organization, but for me, playing Tetris with your time to create the most productive and efficient days is so much fun to me. I like to fit in as many non-negotiables at the very start of my day because you never really know what the rest of the day is gonna throw at you. So for me, it makes sense to get the most important things just checked off at the start of my day so I don't have to think about them getting done later. So let's get to the calendar and start with Monday through Friday. So for me, the gym is one of my non-negotiables. So as you can see in the calendar, whenever I go to the gym, it's always the first thing I do in the morning. Then this big brown block in the middle is my job block. Then of course the red block is YouTube. And my 2 rest days from the gym are usually Monday and Thursday. So on those 2 rest days, I do one of 2 things. I use my first rest day as a time to do chores. I call it Miscellaneous Mondays. It's usually a series of small tasks that I don't have to think about too much because let's be honest, whose brain is functioning on a Monday morning? Quick random stuff that's on my to-do list, and we will get to the to-do list later. My second rest day on Thursday is what I call Therapeutic Thursdays. It's my mental health mornings. So these are usually like calm, chill mornings where I just focus on myself and think about what I need that day. And now let's do the weekend. I start my Saturdays at the gym like usual, and then I have another purple mental health block, which often my therapy appointments go in there. then YouTube, and this blue block right here is where I spend quality time with loved ones. And lastly, Sunday. Sundays, I also start the day with the gym, and then I go straight into chores. Now, this is a little bit different from Monday's chore day. Monday is like the random stuff that comes up, like going to the post office, running errands that I have to take care of. Sunday is the in-house chores like sweeping, cleaning, doing the dishes, taking out the trash, etc. And then pretty much the rest of the day Sunday is for YouTube. But now let's get into the nitty-gritty and break down each block. I normally write down things within each block on my whiteboard, but for the sake of it being legible and pretty, I will save you the strained eyes and just make a graphics with it typed out. So my job block is, well, my 9-to-5 type job. And I have a whole folder and daily to-do lists for my job that I will spare you of. Within my exercise block, I either go to the gym or I swim. On chore day, aka miscellaneous Mondays, I will defer to my to-do list, which I promise I will still get to. It's coming. Now for the purple, me time, the mental health time. Within that time, I'm usually journaling, reading, stretching, meditating, or honestly sometimes sleeping in if that's what I need. Within my red YouTube block, usually throughout the week from Monday through Friday, I am scripting my videos, and then Saturday all day I am filming, and then Sunday all day I am editing. Okay, for my quality time block, what is that? I plan hanging out with friends and date nights in this block, basically just keeping up with my social life and other people. A lot of people might think that's just second nature and something they do all the time, but if you're an introvert like me, I always forget to check up on friends and answer text messages, so yes, that's something I actually have to put into a block and schedule in, or there's a good chance I'll forget to ever respond to you. And then in my Sunday chores block, I have cleaning, doing my laundry, grocery shopping, and meal prepping. So don't just stop at the general blocks, take a look at each one and make sure you know what you're actually gonna do in that block of time. And creating a good layout of those blocks is something that requires you to understand yourself and how you work. Are you the kind of person that likes to do tasks in long chunks of hours or small intervals of time? Do you have the most energy in the mornings, or do you like to sleep in and are a night owl? Also, a note, these blocks are meant to be flexible, so if you feel like one week you need more mental health time, just expand the mental health block a little and cut into, for me, what is gym time or YouTube. Now we are finally done with the base layout of weekly scheduling, and remember how I told you that we are going to come back to the chore block, aka miscellaneous Mondays? That's where my to-do lists pop in. So I have a random to-do list on my phone as things pop up during the day. A lot of times I'm out and about and I'll have random thoughts on the treadmill or in the shower about something I should do. And I can just quickly open my notes app and jot it down. There's just something so simplistic about the notes app that I love. It doesn't have a million fancy features, it's just good old bullet points. So on my to-do list you might find something like make a doctor's appointment, buy someone a gift, RSVP to an event, subscribe to It's Giving Growth. Like, you get what I mean. It's not cleaning, doing the dishes, it's like random things. So whenever miscellaneous Mondays roll around, I just look at my to-do list and I know exactly what I need to bang out that day. Okay, so we've gone over our weekly blocks, our to-do lists, and now the final part of my scheduling organization is my monthly calendar. I use this for events that come up here and there occasionally, but not something that I need to block into my weekly schedule. I specifically do this digitally because it's not a habit like filming YouTube videos that I have blocked in for the week. It's some random event that I usually need reminding about. Also, in a Google Calendar event, I can type in an address, and when the time comes, I can just click on the address and it will give me directions. It'll send me a reminder 30 minutes before the event. It's pretty useful. So things like doctor's appointments, people's birthdays, date nights, paying my bills, reviewing my budget once a month, things like that. And that is how I organize my life. I feel like the block system is a really great way to make sure you're not letting your relationship or your mental health or anything else that's important to you slip through the cracks because you literally have a block of time designated for it. A lot of people will just say do what you need to do from most important to least important regardless of whatever block it might fall into. But a lot of times, and I'm totally guilty of this, I'll just end up prioritizing what's most urgent. A lot of times that will end up being my work and not my mental health or quality time with friends. Also, it's so great because just by a quick glance I can see what I'm giving the most energy to and say, you know what, for the next few months I'm actually going to scale back on the gym and focus more on YouTube, or scale back on YouTube and focus more on mental health, etc, etc. So I really hope you take this structure and create the blocks you need in your life. Also, if you liked this video, you're probably an organization nerd and productivity geek like me, so you'll probably also like this video. I'll link it up here. It's about creating a good Good Habit, and I break down step by step the structure you need to create to smash your goals. That is all I have for you guys today. Hopefully your head doesn't hurt too much from all of the organizing, but I will see you all in the next video. Bye!
Down, yeah. I've been feeling so down, yeah. Can you tell me